And welcome to a special podcast. John Gonzalez from MLive.com broadcasting today from the Mitten Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We'll tell you why we're going to do that, why we're here in a few minutes. But joining me on this podcast is MLive correspondent, movie correspondent, John Serba.
Hello. I prefer to be called the film critic.
Yeah,
makes me sound more pretentious.
It does, because
you could call them talkies if you really want to sound pretentious.
We'll get to that voice in a minute. It's okay, Chris. And then Jessica Shepard, who is our Michigan correspondent as well.
I'm impressed with correspondent. You don't seem impressed with correspondent, but I think that's actually a pretty good title.
Correspondents
are
beneath me.
So you're a critic.
I sit on top of a mountain and tell people what to think.
Yeah, so you would criticize the correspondents because you're the critic of everything.
You're the critic
right?
of everything, yeah.
Sure.
Well, we welcome you to today's podcast. Joining us will be the fellas from Mitten Brewing Company, Chris, Andrus, and Max Trierweiler. Hi.
Hello.
And we're going to talk to them in a minute because they had something big, major, huge happen.
Very big.
This weekend.
So big you don't even believe it's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't believe it happened, and I was there.
It might make us pretentious.
Yeah.
Of course, if you've been following any of the news in Grand Rapids this weekend, you probably know what they're talking about, what we're talking about. But today's just kind of a recap of the weekend. Jessica, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great.
Good.
I went to Alma. Do you know a
yes.
lot about Alma?
Home of the Scots?
I went to Alma College.
Oh,
There you go. You know about Alma.
Chris
Then
Andrus
I went to Hemlock. Probably no one's really into Hemlock.
That's home of the
Hemlock's
Maple,
cool, though,
Maple
right?
Grill.
Oh, Maple Grill.
Maple Grill's a great
Maple
restaurant
Grill is
in
great,
Hemlock,
but
yes.
I didn't go to Maple Grill, unfortunately. And then I went to Saginaw, which, of course, is the hometown. So
Yes.
I did a weird tour of three random Michigan places.
If I was heading to Saginaw, I would stop first in Alma, then Hemlock, then Saginaw. Right, Jen
Those are
Serba?
really the hot spots.
Sure.
What did you do this weekend, Mr. Serba?
I
You
made-
probably saw a bunch of movies, right?
I actually I made a giant pile of chicken wings and watched football.
Ah.
Oh, yes. You're very much a dude. That's like very much American dude.
Yeah, very much so.
Which
Very
I
much
wouldn't
so.
usually classify you as. You like once in a while on a
No,
weekend,
I
you
agree
just
with
like
that,
really
yeah.
dude out.
Yeah.
Our dude correspondent, John Serba.
my greatest weakness is football.
Yeah.
I watch pro football compulsively.
Yeah, me too. That has developed for me more and more every year.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting at home on a Monday night and the game isn't on, it doesn't feel right.
Right.
Yep.
Even if it's two garbage teams playing. And by the way, I'm a Blake Bortles fan. What the heck happened there?
He's got, like,
I was
5
rooting
fans
for
now.
him. I was rooting for him.
Didn't they lose, though, this weekend?
Yeah, but he
too
was
soon.
like...
He lost well. He lost better than Blake Bortles should lose, right?
We're still smarting from it.
But Blake Bortles, up until the last 2 weeks was a punching bag, and he had 2 great games.
He couldn't believe how great his games were.
2 amazing games that got him that close to a Super Bowl, so...
Well, I don't know. Max, did you and Chris follow the games this weekend?
I didn't follow them, but my wife watches The Good Place, and he was a pretty good punching bag in that show.
Oh, he's a common, punchline, right?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
one of the characters, he's a big Blake Bortles fan.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought up football because I, of course, am a fair weather fan. Okay, I follow the Lions if they're winning. If they're losing, I don't follow the Lions.
So you don't watch a lot of Lions?
I don't watch a lot of Lions.
It's basically what you mean.
Yeah, I don't watch because it's usually over by halftime. Oh, no, wait a minute. I take that back. Matthew Stafford does have this knack of, making a comeback, right? Yeah.
Last
Can be
season.
exciting.
Yeah. This
Comeback
season,
kid.
Yeah, this season not so much. But they always let me down, so that's a long story. We won't talk about that, but we will talk about the 2 games real quick. In the AFC Championship game, you're talking about New England winning over Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blake Bortles, quarterback for Jacksonville, yeah.
Yeah, Bortles was the quarterback there. I thought this game was just an obvious Tom Brady was going to come back and win. It just looked like that for me.
Well,
from the very
that's
beginning.
the typical narrative
Yeah.
that you expect out of that.
Yeah, but let's all be honest here. The Patriots should have taken that game easily, and the fact that they didn't, and it did come down to the end of the game, is pretty surprising. And like you said, makes Blake Bortles look pretty darn good.
Blake Bortles did not make a mistake, and that's
He
what Blake
had his-
Bortles needs to do.
He had a career,
Wow.
a
Blake Bortles
career
fan club over
passing. He set a record for himself with 12 complete. It might have ended up
12
being
completions
more than
in a row.
In
I
a
think
row,
it was.
yeah. So he did pretty well.
He for a guy who's known for being inaccurate. And this is like all of a sudden a sports podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whip out some
When are we going to get to
statistics here.
movies and beer?
But the thing is, like, they came out and they were punching the Patriots in the mouth.
Yeah.
And you know what? Defense wins
yeah,
championships.
yeah.
And Lions fans are watching that game closely because Matt Patricia,
Yes.
the defensive coordinator for the Patriots,
Who will lay an egg?
Is the next Lions coach.
I know he'll come in with all these accolades. They'll win the Super Bowl, and he'll be fantastic, and they'll still stink.
Yeah,
I
my
do not-
family calls them the lie downs. Yeah.
Don't stop being pessimistic. Are you a hardcore Lions fan?
I watch them, and I have been let down so many times
Amen.
that I still can't help but watch them.
Are you delusional? Are you a delusional Lions fan?
I'm not a delusional.
Then I don't want to hear it.
I'm just super.
I only want to hear from the
pessimistic.
delusional Lions fan at this table, and it's me.
You are, yeah. We won't even get into that, but then in the nightcap, it wasn't even a game at all. Philadelphia just
loud.
rolled
And
right
I
over
really
Minnesota.
want the Vikings to take that after the miracle, which was kind of a lame name.
Minneapolis
The
Miracle.
Minneapolis Miracle, kind of a lame name for that. The end of that game, but I was hoping the Vikings would take that, and then they'd get to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl at their home stadium, which no one believes would actually happen.
That
but
would have been a
I would've liked it.
fun narrative for them to win a home game, win a playoff game on the road, then come back home for the
Yep.
Super Bowl.
And
That's
lose.
the kind of thing. Well, they probably would have lost. Frankly,
Exactly.
The
I'm
Patriots
glad
would have
they
beat them.
lost because that would have been a heartbreaker for those fans.
But yeah, well, and Philadelphia's going to lose too.
They're going to lose too. They have no chance
not
against
gonna-
Tom Brady ever again because the officials are on Tom's side. Let's just face it. Let's just get it out there right now. So that's fine.
Yeah.
That's sort of a conspiracy theory that I hate conspiracy theories, but that has a kernel of.
And he gets to go home to Giselle too. So I mean, I don't know. I wish I was Tom Brady.
No, you don't. You have such a better personality than Tom Brady. Don't ever wish
He
you
really
were
does
Tom
not.
Brady.
He should definitely be Tom Brady if given the choice.
If given the choice, I would be Tom Brady.
He wishes he had Tom Brady's.
I mean,
money.
you're a great guy.
Well, thank you. No, but yeah,
But
Tom
not
Brady.
that great.
Not that
It-
great.
that
I agree.
that game was the Minnesota hangover.
Yes,
That
Yeah,
was
you're
that
right.
was like they were
Chris just left to go get a beer. I love that. yeah.
they're coming down off an emotional high.
Well,
that was that game.
Enough of these games, real quick. I think that it's February 4th is the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 52. Is that right? I saw the L and the two lines or something like that.
I don't remember.
It sounds
yeah,
accurate.
52.
It's
Because it was 50 a couple of years ago.
Yeah, let's just say Justin Timberlake is the halftime performer. So we'll see if he can recreate that magic.
I think people
what
would be
happened with
less upset. I think we've gotten less upset about things like that in recent years.
the Janet Jackson thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well
I don't
maybe
think it
he'll-
would
maybe
be
he'll bring it
as
back.
big of a deal if it happened today as it was then, even though it wasn't that long ago. But I think we've...
Okay.
Everyone loves Justin Timberlake though too,
Yeah,
so it
exactly.
would be hard for him to screw up.
Right.
Pink, I believe, does the national anthem.
yes.
So I want to see her do an aerial act while she sings the national anthem.
How long do you think it'll be? Do you remember Aretha Franklin's national anthem? Can anyone sing a longer
Who
national
doesn't
anthem?
remember that? It's still going on. They had to shut her off so they could get the game started in time. Folks, again, we're just here at Mitten Brewing Company in Grand Rapids, Michigan, home of some fantastic pizza, great beer. Their Country Strong just went in stores today on shelves. 6-pack cans you can get for $10.99 here at the pub, but you can also find it at your favorite retailer. It's my favorite beer that they put out here. And guys, let's talk a little bit about your big weekend because we asked Jessica what she did when she went from Alma to Hemlock to Saginaw.
Yeah.
John Serba, our movie guy, made wings and watched football. Didn't see any movies. You guys probably made beer, right?
We were here all weekend.
You ate pizza because you had a special guest.
We did.
Yeah, we had Oprah in the house.
We're going to dance around it for a minute, I thought.
No, we're going right to it, yeah. Because I think when you say Oprah, the heavens need to open up a little bit, right? And
Yeah.
the angels sing.
Yeah, he said it very, like, hey,
Yeah,
we
we had
had
Oprah.
Nonchalantly.
Yeah. It should have been chalantly.
All right, well, let's talk about
Would have
this.
been way more chalant.
Bad.
Oprah made
Trademark
kind of
2018 Chris Hansen.
surprise appearance. She was here last August to tape a special for 60 Minutes, and she said during the special that she wanted to come back and follow up with this group of voters that really had a lot to say. It was an interesting show because she had supporters from both ends and also those in the middle. It really made for some interesting discussion, and she was kind of riveted by the discussion. She learned a lot. I give Oprah credit. I kind of joke about Heaven's opening up and Oprah and what she stands for, but she did lead an interesting conversation. Now, you guys, Mitten Brewing Company, gets involved because she's going to come back and follow up with these guys. When did you know? Today's Monday, right? January 22nd. Mm-hmm. When did you know she'd be here on Saturday night?
When she showed up.
Yeah, we weren't certain. They kind of we had an inkling that it might be her, but they didn't really want to let on, I think, that it was going to be her because they didn't want all the news stations in the world to show up.
Yeah, even though nobody knew, it still became quickly a frenzy. But this has been a thread we've been following for a month or so because CBS News contacted us along. It was
like a month ago.
Yeah. And they were interested in shooting an episode of 60 Minutes here, and they didn't say anything about who was involved or what it was. They really just wanted a floor plan of the building. So we're small business owners, and we were pretty geeked about that alone.
Right.
So we quickly put together an email and sent it over there, and the guy wrote us back and said, "Oh man, drag, it's too small. We can't really do the shoot there."
Because how big of a place is this? If those that have never been here before,
I mean, it's it's
2 levels.
2 levels, yeah, but they're small. Each tap room's like 1,200 square feet, so it seats about 65 people. The main thing were the structural beams and the ceiling height.
Because this is a former firehouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't going to work for their camera, so they opted to not use our space.
But we kept talking to him, and we said, we'd love to be involved in any way. Then he sent us some videos of the last one. We saw.
Oprah was
wait
a
a minute,
moderator.
this is Oprah, possibly?
right.
We really want to be a part of this, please.
We're going to expand our building now.
Yep. And we were not shy about saying that we wanted to be involved in any way.
Sure.
And, day of, we came down early just in case. And we were kind of waiting around to hear, and until the black Suburban pulled up and she pulled out, we were not 100% certain that it was going to happen.
Now, Max, I heard you were the one that greeted her, give her the official welcome to Grand Rapids speech.
I did. I walked down there, and I welcomed her to the Mitten and back to Grand Rapids, and she quickly informed me that she hadn't eaten anything all day long.
Yes.
She said, Max, I have not eaten anything in anticipation of the beer and pizza at your place because I've heard it's so good.
And she wanted to stay on her Weight Watchers points.
Yeah, so then she did a nice little pause, and she goes, not even an egg. Not even an egg.
Wow. So she went all day without eating just to have pizza
I'm
and
sure
beer
it was
at Mitten.
a little bit of the anticipation of eating our stuff, but also she was really busy, so.
Truth be told, I've been busy all day, just haven't had a chance to eat.
Yeah, the rest of us would have just grabbed some Taco Bell and smoked it in the car and then, and then went to wherever we were going, but she didn't. So
You got to stay on that Weight Watcher plan.
for sure. Well, everyone was asking, "Is this on your Weight Watchers?"
Yeah.
She's like, "It is. Everyone was really concerned.
It is
Are you
true.
going to list the Weight Watchers points now?
I might not.
For Oprah, if she comes back.
We're just gonna put a picture of her on the beers that she drank.
Yes, you should. I really feel like
It was
you
good
should
enough
do
for
that.
Oprah.
Speaking of that, what are we drinking right now? Because this is the beer that she tried, right?
Yes, this is the Stretch. It's a golden ale. It's the most. We always say it's the lightest beer on our menu. It's kind of
very
like-
drinkable.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's just such a silly thing for
Yeah.
people to say about beer because it's all pretty.
It's binary.
drinkable.
Either
I mean,
you can drink it or you can't.
It's a liquid, of course. It's drinkable.
Yeah.
Any liquid is drinkable.
That is
Antifreeze is drinkable.
That's true. That's true.
Unless they
But no,
spit it out, then
it's-
it's not.
It's
Yeah, then that makes it not drinkable.
Yeah.
it's got that.
It's the most like a domestic lager of anything that we make.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crisp and
Yep.
and smooth and
And
Crisp
not-
and
not
smooth and
hoppy,
Oprah
not
approved.
hoppy,
Yeah,
not-
there you go.
Oh,
There
what was
you go.
that, Jessica?
It's crisp and smooth and Oprah approved. It's the new slogan.
She's going to charge you for that that advertising.
I
line.
think it's cool though, and it sounds
take a
like
post-dated check.
it sounds like Chris and Max that she was great. Her crew was great. Your
was-
staff was maybe a little intimidated, but they had fun.
No,
Yeah.
she was so down to earth. It was not a put on. She really wanted to go to a chilled out place and have a beer and pizza.
And to the point where they didn't ask that we close down the upstairs. So we
Right.
had a bunch of patrons up there, and people caught wind of it early because of the reserved tables that were set up there and staff, I'm sure, just being super giddy about it. So people stuck around, and you had touched on it a little bit earlier, Gonzo, but you said that they came back here to Grand Rapids because of the conversation, and they picked Grand Rapids specifically because the individuals that were involved, they kept up the conversation with 60 minutes and with one another.
With each other.